Alright, this is a wellness reading for Gemini. It talks about a lot of stuff. It's mostly where you're at right now. If this makes you sick, I'm doing my life purpose of being a tripod. I haven't been successful yet with holding this camera correctly. So if I have a Charlie horse in my hand for some reason or another, I'm sorry in advance. So we have the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is secrets and imagination, new feelings, love, family relationships. We have the Four of Cups, hesitation to try something new, fear to repeat past mistakes. We have the King of Wands. The King of Wands, skill transformation, trickery, enterprise, work and business. I do have my cats in here, so I have some baby cats too, so you'll probably hear them. You'll probably hear them. We have the Six of Wands, which is the revelation. It's a tower. It's the revelation of a drastic shift or perspective. So there could be financial or health issues. There could also be some there's not going to be any shock, but there's going to be kind of like it's been on the back burner for too long. You might want to take it off type thing. Okay? So it could be a debt that you need to pay off, maybe a school debt, maybe a one of those debts. Or credit card debt. I feel like a lot of people have credit card debt because of the pandemic. So we have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. Let's see. Sacrifice with regret, self-care. We have financial or health issues. We also have self-discovery. So there might be something here that's kind of testing you and trying to make you more responsible or to take on more than you can possibly handle. So it might actually be a good thing, but it also might be oh, I need to do this or I need to do that, So it's going to be a bit of a challenge for you. Okay, so we have the Seven of Wands. We have the two beavers. So Seven of Wands, vigilance, a struggle to stay ahead, work and business related. So you might constantly feel like you're behind the eight ball. You're like, I'm never going to get this, or I'm never going to get there, or I'm never going to be promoted, or I'm not going to get a small promotion for my job. Or you might be actually working one of those temp jobs, or you might be looking for work. A lot of people fall in all categories. So you probably constantly are looking for a better job. We also have the Ten of Wands here, the responsibility or burden, no work or business related issues. So you might be working, but you might be taking on more than you can handle. We have the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups, I also feel like it's temperance because it does deal with two sides of a particular issue. So we have balance, moderation, peace and happiness, love, family, and relationships. Yeah, it's raining outside. It's the coolest rain ever. It's it's going to the right and then it sways to the left. It looks really neat. But anyway, enough about the rain. Let's see. The Two of Swords, peace through self-discipline. We have freedom from distraction. So you might be trying to figure out certain things, or you might kind of be resting. I feel like you might be doing a bit of both. You might be resting, because there's a lot of twos in this. Then we have the Four of Pentacles. So hesitation to help others, preoccupation with material possessions. So you might constantly be working. You might be taking on more work or double shifts. I've done that. It wears you down faster than if you would have took breaks in between or you would have taken on a different job entirely. If you have two different jobs, it's easier to do two different jobs than it is to do the same job repeated amount of times. Just a hint in how you can do things. So the this whole thing kind of feels like you're overworking yourself in order to get something in return, which would be money or material gain. So be yourself, expect the unexpected, meditate on it, find some balance in your life, and surrender to results. I feel like the results are gonna be the biggest thing in this whole thing, because it seems like you're working either 7 jobs or 4. You're being offered a lot of different things, and you're also dealing with a lot of debt. You also had to do some self-discovery and find out who you are. So this is a lot of weight on your shoulders. You have to find out how you work. You have to find out what's going on with your debt. You have to find out what's going on here. You probably have some family members that are a little bit concerned about you too, because there is a lot of relationship things. I feel like somebody's gonna ask you, are you okay? Do you need food? Do you need water? Do you need, electrolytes? You also need to rest. I feel like that's a big thing. There's a lot of blue here. I feel like blue might be calm spectrum for you, but you're also here chasing a lot of money. There's a lot of money, but there's a lot of water here. I feel like a lot of times people are like, oh, I'm going to go and work, and get all this money. I also feel like you might actually lose your job because of overdoing it. Okay, so just be careful. Okay, so the achievements are going to be there as well. But there's also obstacles in order to reach the achievements. So, sucks. Anyway, so there's comfort achieved through hard work and persistence. So you're going to constantly have to do that. And I feel like you might not get the results you want off the bat, which is going to suck. And then we have moving beyond sorrow and understanding one's own feelings. So you're going to find yourself in your feelings. And by finding yourself, it's like what you really wanted out of the situation and what you got out of the situation. Okay? And then we have wisdom and experience of authority. So you're going to learn a valuable lesson from your experiences in the past with a relationship or a business and how you are as a person. It's pretty big. You're gonna be like, well, I should have not done that or said that or did that, or maybe I should have been more advisable on certain things I was doing and where I was at. But like, you have to learn who you are as a person, know thyself. So then anything that you're not good at, whether it's like expressing yourself or being on time or something, you kind of have to make sure people are aware that you're not going to be on time, or that you're a procrastinator. If people know that ahead of schedule, they're just kind of like, she procrastinates, he procrastinates, I'm going to be like waiting here all day. I'm going to call somebody else in just to take a little bit of the shift off and all this stuff. But as far as that's concerned, you have to know yourself. Because if your employer knows that you're kind of, a little bit lofty in your thinking, or like when you're going to arrive, they can make other arrangements in order to fill that void. You understand what I'm saying? I was like that when I was younger. I told my boss, I was like, I'm a little flaky. They're like, yeah, well, we'll hire another person too, so then you can take on like the same shift and then work a little bit later. But yeah, there was a person that worked 5 hours in the morning until I could arrive, and then like they took up, I think the second shift of breaks, and then like that person was cool with that. I couldn't work the whole shift, but I could work afternoon and late night because I'm a night person. So anyway, so vigilance and struggle ahead. So there's going to be a little bit of a squeeze, and usually they do this around like the summer months. They squeeze people's hours in order to introduce new people and see which people need to leave and which people need to stay. A lot of times the new people stay, and a lot of times the old people stay, depending on who does the job better. Okay, if you're constantly like running yourself ragged, you're probably going to leave because it looks bad on the company if people are constantly tired, you know. Anyway, we have channeled messages too. We have searching for love, craving love, online dating, unsure about a relationship, wanting more popularity, feeling unmotivated, stalemate, wanting love. We have seeking fulfillment through romance. We also have observing or bidding your time, meaning you're spreading yourself too thin. Researching a high maintenance relationship, staying out of office politics, a stable relationship or love relationship, a relationship that brings financial abundance. So, you might be in a relationship that is kind of like rich people stuff. I was in a relationship like that, but like usually like a rich relationship is kind of very restricting. Like you can't make your own choices and shit. You kind of have to stay close to home because if you're rich and people know that you're rich, they will take advantage of the situation, knowing that you are a lonely gazelle in the middle of the world. Like it's a weird scenario. Even if you're like ex wealthy, like people will take advantage of your situation. So just be aware of that. So good luck with your relationships and your business, but also be aware of how you stand in the world. If you're rich, you're going to have to take extra precautions for your own safety. If you're, kind of very, empty-headed or you forget things easy, you're going to have to find a way to keep all your stuff on you. You might have to get like one of those weird cargo pant things. Cargo pants haven't been cool since like the 90s. But like you could put like your sunglasses, you can put your wallet, your money, your snacks, your markers, your coloring books, all in like the leg of your like pants. And it was like the weirdest thing, but it was like the most fun you could have on like a hike or something. So, you might actually need one of those just to stay organized. Some people, you have to know thyself. You have to make up for what people may criticize you over. Like if you're late, you have to make sure that your boss knows. If you're forgetful, you have to make sure that you keep everything on you. If you're absent-minded with money or you're spendthrift, you have to keep a budget. It's a very like mindless thought, but it helps in keeping you kind of interactive in your own life, which is, and people are going to be like, what do you mean by that? It keeps you in your mind frame of doing you. Might take a couple precautions, but it helps you. Like, you know how much you spent, you know how much you did today, you know how much work you did, like, staying organized doesn't mean staying organized like, oh, I have to box up everything. Staying organized means you're held accountable for stuff in yourself, So, know thyself is a good thing. And make sure that, people don't take advantage of you if you're not watching the till, That's kind of where I'm getting at. But anyway, Gemini, hopefully everything works out and make sure that you know where you're at. You don't want to be on autopilot, okay? I myself am on autopilot, but I have enough control over certain things that I don't feel like I'm wayward, you know what I mean? So anyway, I will see you in the next reading. Enjoy your journey. If you're part of a rich relationship, just make sure that you kind of know where your spending and stuff is, okay? So then you know where you're at. It doesn't take much to know where you're at. You have to kind of limit yourself sometimes. So then you kind of know things. you should always be one ahead of people, to some degree. So then you know who you are, what you're doing, and where you're going. Alright, so anyway, I will see you on the next one.